Hey everybody, my name is Dave Sankey and I'm making a little video here about doing Vex IQ teams at home. And I was working on the website here, but I figured I'd add a little video as well so that hopefully it'll be better and more explained. So some of the parents have asked me about starting teams at home. There's definitely some issues with capacity in certain areas of the town. And certain schools of the town have more desire than is available, and that's the most generic and nicest way I can say that. So I can leave it at that. I'm not really involved in those situations. I can't speak to why it is, and it's just what that is. So I would say at the very least the students will need to meet at least once a week for at least a few hours. My students working in class get 5 hours a week while they're in the classroom, and that is sufficient for okay teams, decent teams, teams that come before and after school to put in additional work, tend to do a little bit better. So when I say that, that's certainly not the total extent of what is getting done. So for the rest of the week, the project will be with one student, or maybe I could switch it to another student if they see them at school or something like that, so that they can have more time with the robot than just for those team meetings. And I would certainly find some way to make sure that they put in a little bit more time than what that is. But if you can work out the time commitment, then it's really just a matter of buying the stuff. The students already have an idea about what to do, about how to build the robots, so they are going to be, I'm not going to say like 100% good to go, but they're basically good to go. They have the basic tools that they need to start to put these machines together. I would not say that it's going to be perfect right away, right? So I'm offering 4 tournaments throughout the year: October, November, December, and February. They've all been approved, so even if they don't really know what to do, again, if they could just get that basic pushbot together, all the videos are there. They're kind of grainy, right? But it gives them enough of a view to try and maybe recreate their projects that took them apart and go from there. If they can work out that kind of commitment, and of course the parents as well can work out that kind of commitment, because that's a lot of shuffling these kids around. I know that's most of our job as parents at this age, is just to shuffle them around. Then what about the stuff? So for year 1, every team will need this competition super kit. I did just look online and it's back ordered, so again, I'm not involved with Vex. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. This time of year they are generally plagued with some shipping issues. So, but that is the basic kit that you need. That's actually a combination of 3 kits. So let me pop this open. So if you can't get them all to start, maybe you could get, so you can see it's these 3 kits. The super kit has the controller, brain, all that good stuff. Definitely stuff you would need. Competition and foundation add-on kit gives you a couple extra motors, a couple extra Omni wheels, the chain and the tread that are commonly used on higher level competition bots. And the foundation add-on kit is just extra pieces. So if you had to not buy one of these, I would say the foundation add-on kit you could probably skip for now. But certainly the super kit and the competition add-on kit are more in the must-have categories. The competition field and game elements. This took a long time for me to build them up. I do have 6 of those fields now, which is really handy for tournaments. I don't have to beg and borrow fields anymore. But that would be $439. That would be the entire field and the elements. So for your first year, just in the equipment to buy, we're looking at a little over $1,000 plus tax, shipping, all that stuff. This is for a team typically of 3 to 4 students, though. So if you can find some way to break that up, that would be fine. And of course it will have some, assuming this problem continues, in town, there will be some resale value for that equipment as well once your kids are done with it. We still have some of our equipment from 5 or 6 years ago. The batteries do not hold up over 5 or 6 years, but everything else is pretty good. All right, for each year, I'm going to say I'm going to go ahead here. I also need to include game elements for following years. Okay, I'll make that look pretty in a minute. So, for each year, these are all just registration costs. Costs that are involved to put your team into the system so they can go to events. So the team registration is $150. It's $100 for each additional team under the same number. So at Westwood, I register my first team for $150, and then every team after that for $100. If you're going to be an independent organization, I would just get your own number. I wouldn't be affiliated with the school. It's just logistically account sharing. You can add individuals onto each team, but I would go ahead and just create your own organization, and you can call it whatever you want. You can call it the We Rock organization. You know, a Vex Robotics team can simply be a group of neighborhood students is one of their things, so that's fine, and you'll do that at robotevents.com. You do all this at robotevents.com. Let me make another note here. The website's going to look a lot different once I'm done. So the team registration, you have to register the team at the beginning of the year. Event registrations are typically $30 to $50 per event. If we are in this together, I will not, you know, if you're doing all this and you're doing all this, I'm not going to charge you this for my events. I will just plug you in. It works out for me in a good way, in a way that I don't want to explain right now. There's weird rules involving events and qualification criteria. So I'll just say, I'm not just giving you a freebie. This will serve me as well. But if you go to other competitions, the district competition, if they host it, or competitions around the state, which there are, they would naturally charge you whatever they would charge. You have the state competition if you qualify for it. It's been as high as $175. I think it was $125 last year. Just whatever that's going to be, plus travel and food. This is usually a one-day event. And then the World Championship, if they qualify, registration is usually around $1,000 plus travel, food, lodging, etc. It's going to be in Dallas this year, which is a little bit further than the Louisville trip. So that's what that's going to be. For every year after this year, you'll need the game elements. So let me pull this up real quick. Yep. So you have the robots on the field and all these pieces, the yellow balls and all these extra stuff here on top of the field. All of that stuff is changes every year, right? So the white field with the black lines underneath, that stays the same every year. You don't need to buy that again, but you will need to buy a kit of the stuff that's on top of the field. And that's this year that was $120. This is the price for the kit of stuff. And then you're going to add in the full field, and that's where I get the $439. So in the future years, you'd simply need to buy the $120 for the new game. So that's what we do right after the World Championship. They announce the new game. I pull out my booster card, and and we get the new game. So that is the cost element. So if you can work out the time and the cost, I really like this. It's a really good product. It's really exciting, and hope to get more kids involved with it in general. It's good for the robot. The more robotics teams we have, the better it is for the robotics community. It just works out when you can go to an event with 40 teams instead of an event with 16 teams. It just ups that level of excitement. It ups that level of, well, what are they doing? What are they doing? It's really cool. I think that's it. So I just wanted to get those thoughts together. I'm going to post this video on the web page, which is probably where you're looking at it right now, underneath this stuff after I pretty it up. Any questions, let me know. My email is, I would just use my school email. Thanks.